I think that's true for transitioning to translating something to product, but even to releasing something, a paper, with a GitHub, artifact that we put out there. Let's go back. Let's even say to the ORCA work. How are you thinking about safety in the context of open sourcing something like ORCA? What are the tests you're running, and what does that frontier look like?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And actually, we put a lot of emphasis on safety, even on research assets.
Hmm.
And actually, we put a lot of our research assets through a process as rigorous as we would products before we are able to release them. And this is definitely the right thing to do. And you mentioned Orca. We did Orca fairly early on, and we weren't yet at this stage sure what the process should be. So we actually never released it because, like, once we wrote the paper and found out that we did something interesting, we wanted to release it because we wanted to share it with the research community, and we wanted the research community to be able to build on top of it. But we didn't have a story for what does that mean in order to actually release it safely. So we took some time back and worked with the rest of the company and came up with a very rigorous process. And before we are able to put anything out, it had to go through that process. That said, I think we are still even learning how to evaluate and how to measure and what does it mean to measure safety. So it's not like a checkbox where we figured it out and that's what we're doing and we feel good about it and we put it out there. There is a continuous effort from a very large number of teams throughout the company in both products and research to always refine these processes so that we make sure we advance our understanding of what safe release of these models is, and also make sure that we have the right processes and systems to make sure everything we put out there goes through that process.
And there are frontiers here that are super interesting. I think multimodality is a really interesting frontier relative to evaluation and
Mm.
safety. And